Morning, Zach. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. Can you hear me?
Yep, got you loud and clear. Hey,
Perfect.
Zach, I don't have video.
Okay.
Do you mind running the meeting for me?
Yeah, you got it, sir.
Because I'm remotely like you, so. How you doing?
Just fine, sir. How are you?
Good.
I see we've got the controller, and I see we've got member Navarro. And Lori, is member Edwards joining us today?
I believe he is. He did not say he wasn't, but we haven't heard from him. We do have a quorum,
Okay.
though.
Perfect.
Needed.
Zach, do you have all the paperwork with you?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, Governor. Shall we get started?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Good morning, everybody. I'm Zach Conine, your Nevada State Treasurer, and I will call this meeting of the State Board of Finance for June 24th, 2026 to order. Chief Deputy Treasurer, Ms. Hoover, would you mind calling the roll?
Certainly. I don't mind. Governor Lombardo.
Present.
Treasurer Conine.
Here.
Controller Matthews.
Here.
Member Edwards.
Here.
Member Navarro.
Here.
Let the record show we have a quorum.
Excellent. We will move on to our first item, which is public comment. Comments from the public are invited at this time. Are there any members of the public present in Carson City who would like to make public comment?
There is no one.
Okay. Are there any members of the public in Las Vegas who would like to make public comment?
None here, Treasurer.
Thank you so much, Member Navarro. And do we have any public comment that has come in either through email or on the phone?
None.
Hearing none, we will close our first period for public comment. Move on to agenda number 3, which is discussion and possible action on the minutes from April 22nd, 2026. Do any members have any comments or adjustments to the minutes? Otherwise, I will take a motion for their approval.
Treasurer, this is Andy Matthews. I will move for approval of the minutes from the April 22nd, 2026 Board of Finance meeting.
Thank you. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposition? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. We'll close agenda item number 3 and move on to agenda item number 4 for discussion and possible action on the Nevada Housing Division's request to approve the administrator's finding of facts pertaining to the issuance of up to $25,650,000 of multi-unit housing revenue bonds for the Parvin Senior Apartments. Housing team, take it away.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Governor, Treasurer, Controller, members of the board. Christine Hess for the record. I am the Chief Financial Officer for the Nevada Housing Division. Administrator Acroth is unable to attend today, but here with me is the Housing Division's new Housing Development Analyst, Ms. Tracy Charbonneau. She will be taking on a lead supporting role for our development projects, including our bonds, recycled bonds, 9%, and other development programs. She's already engaged with our application reviews and working with the division's multifamily financial underwriter, Maggie Marshall from PFM, and I could not be more thrilled. Today we come before you to seek the approval of the board for the findings of fact pertaining to the issuance of up to $25.65 million in multi-unit housing revenue bonds for the Parvin Senior Apartments project. These bonds will be used to provide for the new construction of a 235-unit senior apartment complex in unincorporated Clark County, located at the intersection of Parvin Street and Barber Lane. This rental housing will serve 235 seniors at or below 80% of area median income. So it is an income averaging project, which allows for deeper income targeting. So in addition to the 60% and 80% AMI units, there are also 79 units serving those at or below 50% AMI and 40 units at or below 30% AMI. The development group is NRP, a very experienced affordable housing developer, having successfully developed 29,000 affordable housing units across the country. If you'll recall, their first Nevada project, Pecos Apartments, was approved by this board last fall. This project has a co-sponsor, Prospect Street, a highly experienced commercial real estate developer in Southern Nevada, and I believe they are present in the Las Vegas office, so if you have any questions following the presentation, they are on hand. The proposed plan of finance is a cash-backed forward structure with permanent phase financing issued by the division as a private placement through the Freddie Mac TEL or Freddie Mac tax-exempt loan program. This Freddie Mac TEL will initially come to the project as an unfunded loan commitment. During the construction phase, the division will issue up to $26.65 million in tax-exempt bonds via a public offering. These bonds will be collateralized with proceeds of a taxable loan provided by Wells Fargo. This loan will not be issued by the division. Upon conversion to the permanent phase, the Freddie Mac TEL will be funded and a portion of the proceeds will be applied to fully redeem the construction phase bonds. As you know, the division has a 30% maximum threshold of tax-exempt bonds that may be requested unless the tax-exempt bonds will remain with the permanent mortgage phase. In this case, the project's request of $25.65 million in tax-exempt bonds represents 35% of the project's aggregate basis. However, we did deem this request to be reasonable and within the QAP parameters for an allowable exception. Pursuant to NAC 319.020, this project also received approval from the division to include a 5% hardship developer fee, which goes beyond the 15% maximum fee allowed per NAC 319.722. This request is necessary for the financial feasibility of the project, and notably, this hardship developer fee will not result in an increase in developer compensation. This project financing also includes approximately $29.7 million in LIHTC equity investment by Wells Fargo with a current price of 87 cents, a housing division gap loan of $3 million, and a $9.8 million loan from Clark County Community Housing Funds, or CHF. The project is also providing some cash flow from operations in the permanent phase of $1.9 million, a contribution of $4 million by the managing member, and a deferred developer fee of $6.5 million. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Hess. Any questions from any board members? Okay, Ms. Charbonneau, wanted to welcome you to the second best team in Nevada government. Happy to have you working with us in housing. Ms. Hess, would you mind, you mentioned how the hardship fee would not increase compensation to the developers. Could you explain how that works? Because I think we're going to end up seeing those a lot more often, it sounds like. So maybe we're just going to get the short version on the record.
Yes, thank you so much, Treasurer, for the question. Christine Hess for the record. So, we are not unique and we're not the first. There are at least 10 other states across the country that allow for a developer fee above 15%, some going as high as 25%. And the reason being is that a developer fee is considered eligible basis, And so it attracts or is eligible for the federal low-income housing tax credits. So it can help fill the gap. In this case, in Nevada, we are very specific as we allow for a developer fee above 15%. It is strictly for the purpose of building a capital stack with additional equity provided by the low-income housing tax credits, however, resulting in no additional compensation to the developer, meaning the developer is going to make the money off of cash flow that they're already going to make from this project, which of course is projected and analyzed by the division's financial advisor at PFM. So what that means is that the developer fee, the hardship developer fee portion, is required to be either part of the deferred developer fee, but if you'll recall, the deferred developer fee, it must be paid off within 15 years, sometimes a little earlier, depending on the equity investors and senior lenders, or it needs to be injected back into the project as equity.
Excellent. Thanks for that. And great to see Prospect at the table. Anyone from Prospect or the developer want to say anything? Otherwise, we will get to a vote.
This is Austin Cates with the NRP Group. Well said, Christine. I think you covered the project in great detail. Just to highlight some physical elements of the project that we're excited to bring to the South Las Vegas market. The property will have a club room, card room, putting green, additional amenities, carports, elevators, and we're really excited to bring 235 low-income housing units to underserved populations of seniors in the Las Vegas market.
Thanks for coming to the table. We sure need them. All right. With that, I will take a motion to approve this item.
This is Member Navarro for the record. I motion to approve the administrator's findings of facts pertaining to the issuance of up to $25.65 million of multi-unit housing revenue bonds for the Parvin Senior Apartments project.
All right. We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion?
This is
Hearing
Member
none.
Edwards.
Go ahead, member.
I'm going to abstain. I'm generally in favor of the project. However, my firm has a client relationship with Wells Fargo, and because of that, I am abstaining.
Thank you, Member Edwards. All right. Any other discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously with one abstention. Thank you. We'll close agenda item number 4. Move on to agenda item number 5 for discussion and possible action on the Nevada Housing Division's request to approve the administrator's finding of facts pertaining to the issuance of up to $27,500,000 of multi-unit housing revenue bonds for the Zephyr Point Apartments. Ms. Hess.
Thank you so much, Treasurer, Governor, Controller, members of the board. Again, Christine Hess, CFO for the Nevada Housing Division for the record. Today, we come before you to seek the approval of the board for the findings of facts pertaining to the issuance of up to $27.5 million in multi-unit housing revenue bonds for the Zephyr Point Apartments project. These bonds will be used to provide for the acquisition and rehabilitation of a 216-unit HUD-assisted affordable family apartment complex in Northwest Reno. The rental housing will be a 100% affordable project with 208 households at or below 60% of area median income, 7 units at 50% AMI, and 1 unit at 40% AMI. The site was originally constructed in 2004. This proposed renovation is approximately $75,000 per unit. This project will preserve these affordable units for another 30 years. The development group is Lincoln Avenue Capital, an active and experienced affordable housing developer in Nevada. They are not in the room today. However, they are online. Mr. Maloney is present. If you have any questions, they were just here at the June Board of Finance and will likely see them again in August. The proposed plan of finance will be provided by the existing HUD Section 223F loan and a new HUD Section 241A loan for both the construction and permanent phase. In order to qualify for 4% low-income housing tax credits, the division will issue up to $27.5 million in short-term tax-exempt bonds during the construction phase. The bonds will be fully collateralized and are expected to be outstanding for approximately 36 months. The bonds will be issued as a public offering by Stifel. The LIHTC investor is National Equity Fund, or NEF, who will provide an equity investment of approximately $38 million in exchange for the 4% low-income housing tax credits. The tax credit pricing is currently 85 cents. This project does not have any requests for state or local funds. There is a seller note in the amount of $14.25 million that will be carried through the permanent phase, and a deferred developer fee of $13 million. And with that, I will stand for any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Hess. Any questions from members? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve.
Treasurer, this is Andy Matthews. I will move to approve the administrator's finding of fact pertaining to the issuance of up to $27.5 million of multi-unit housing revenue bonds for the Zephyr Point Apartments.
Thank you, Controller. We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? All right. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposition? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much, Housing. We'll move on to agenda item number 6 for discussion and possible action on a resolution designated as the 2026 Legislative Department Capital Improvement Bond Resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of the State of Nevada General Obligation Limited Tax Capital Improvement Bond Series 2026 for the Legislative Department in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $15 million, etc. I'll turn it over to Deputy Treasurer Carrie Eaton. Ms. Eaton.
Good morning. Carrie Eaton for the record. This item is requesting the board's approval for the 2026 bond issuance and investment in the Bond Interest and Redemption Fund. The 2026 bond is a $15 million bond to be issued for the repayment of funds advanced by the general fund to the LCB as authorized by Section 29 of SB 502 from the 2025 legislative session. This bond resolution includes the element of the BURF purchasing the 2026 bond as an investment rather than the bond being sold through a public competitive sale or bank private placement. This method of financing is estimated to produce overall savings of approximately $44,000 to the BURF and is primarily due to transaction costs for the state bond purchase method being less than transaction costs for a privately placed sale. And I have our municipal advisor and bond counsel available for questions.
Thank you so much, Deputy Eaton. Any questions from members? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve.
This is Member Edwards. I'll move to approve agenda item number 6.
Ms. Ting, are we good with that? Does Member Edwards get away easily, or do we have to have him read the whole thing?
Thank you, Treasurer Nicole Ting, for the record. If we could have a little bit more detail, that would be preferable. Thank you,
yes,
Member
right.
Edwards.
Yes. Motion to approve resolution designated as the 2026 Capital Improvement Bond Resolution.
Ms. Ting, we good?
I think that's enough. Thank you.
All right, we've got a motion on the floor. Thanks so much, Member Edwards. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you all very much. We'll close agenda item number 6. Move on to agenda item number 7, our second period for public comment. Controller Matthews, has the room filled up with constituents waiting to be heard?
More than we have time for, Treasurer, unfortunately. So I think we may just have to move on.
We'll have to punt that. And we'll move on to Las Vegas. Is there any public comment in Las Vegas?
None here.
Any public comment online?
None online, Treasurer.
All right, hearing none, we will close our second period for public comment and move to adjournment. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Treasurer. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Controller.
Thanks, everybody.